Today we're reading Wren still, and we're on chapter 13, News and Another. Daddy grumbled loud and long over night feedings for the birds, but he insisted on taking his turns. The little things began to grow rapidly, and Mommy put them in a cage with Dunk. He adopted them wholeheartedly, and the second day he assumed the task of feeding them. As they grew, a bigger cage was needed for the 5 birds, so Mom Pom bought an old parrot cage from a junk dealer. She cleaned and polished it, and it made a lovely house with plenty of room. One night, Daddy said to his 3 girls, "I have a surprise for you." "What is it?" they chorused. "Have you noticed that Nani sleeps a lot and has grown very fat?" "Yes." "Well," said Daddy, "she's going to have kittens." "When?" Wren demanded. "Hooray!" yelled Marie. "Maybe they'll have night feedings," Glow giggled. Daddy pretended he didn't hear her. "I don't know when exactly," he told the girls, "but I should think very soon now." "I just love baby kittens." Mother was as pleased as the youngsters. "What fun it will be." Marie hugged herself with glee. "Nani won't need any assistance from us," Wren told them seriously. "She'll be an excellent mother." Daddy nodded, hiding a smile at the big words. "I'm sure she will be," he agreed. As excited as Marie was about the kittens, she still wondered a lot about Wren and her walking on crutches. Marie loved Gloria so much, she decided she would let her share the game. Gloria was delighted and took great pride in having Marie teach her all the songs and the things you did with them. She said she liked Gallopy Trot the best. The game and skis and the falling helped Wren very much. She was now moving her feet one after the other, and no one had to push the skis for her anymore. She could do it all alone, and her balance was better too. One day, Mommy and Daddy took Wren for her regular visit to the cerebral palsy doctor and came home more excited than Marie had ever seen them. Daddy was calling to Marie and Gloria before he was in the front door. "The most wonderful thing! You'll never guess!" The doctor was so pleased. What? They felt as if they would burst if they had to wait to hear. Daddy put Karen on a chair, and he and Mommy stood beside her. "Wren will tell her," he said, and looked as if he would burst too. For that matter, so did Mommy. Wren sat up straight and proud. Her cheeks were pink and her eyes were bright. "I," she said with emphasis, "am ready for crutches." "You're a wonderful girl, you!" exclaimed Gloria. "I just can't believe it." Marie said nothing. She had grown quite pale. Her heart felt tight. She couldn't believe it. Wren looked at Marie. "She doesn't believe it," she told Mommy and Daddy. "It's true, honey, it's true." Her voice was squeaky with joy. Marie ran over and put her head in Wren's lap. "You angel, you blessed, blessed angel." Her voice was trembly. "They're being made," Daddy told them, "and should be here in 2 or 3 weeks. Shanty was jumping around as though he understood all that was being said. "We'll go for walks, Shanty," Wren petted him. "Just the 2 of us." He wagged his long, plumed tail so exuberantly he swept the ashtray and cigarette box off the coffee table and onto the floor. The box broke. "Who cares?" said Mom. Mummy was certainly gay. "Nothing could make me unhappy today." Shanty sat down in front of Karen. She told him, "We'll take a walk the day the crutches come." Mummy turned to her quickly. "Oh, no, Wren, you mustn't promise him that. He'll be disappointed. The doctor says you will have to practice on them, balance and posture, for some time before you can walk on them." "How long?" Wren asked. "A month or 2 at least," Daddy answered. "Oh, well, I don't care how long it takes as long as I'm getting them. Anyway, I bet I'll do it quicker than that." "I bet you do too," Glow and Marie said together. The days seemed very long waiting for the crutches. They all wondered sometimes if they would ever come. Mommy called the man who was making them several times. He was very sweet and said he'd finish them as quickly as possible. Meanwhile, Wren was planning all the things she'd be able to do once she was walking on crutches. Her family and friends were helping her plan. Kathy and John suggested, "As soon as you can walk to Vale Place, we'll have a picnic in our backyard. Hot dogs and marshmallows and root beer." Daddy had one of the happiest thoughts of all. During the summer, they had started taking Wren fishing with them. When they were hunting fiddlers for bait, Karen held the can. "Now," Daddy said, "you can catch bait too." This was the most delightful thought. Fiddlers are little crabs about the size of a quarter. They live in the rich black mud of the banks on Long Island Sound. They build their houses a good deal under the surface of the ground, and they have underground tunnels going from one house to another. Their doorways are holes in the mud, just a little bigger than the fiddler himself. They make the best bait in the world for blackfish. "It'll be easy," Daddy said. "You can catch them by putting your crutch tip on them and holding them for us until we can pick them up." "Oh boy," Wren exclaimed. "Then I'll be a full-fledged fisherman." "Full-fledged," Daddy repeated, smiling, "because you'll catch your own bait." "Wren," Marie said, "what I want to do with you is best of all. Just the two of us will go off by ourselves in the spring and find the first violets." Before Karen could say anything, Gloria was planning. "You and I can walk to the corner and you can put Mom Pom's letters in the box." "It's funny," said Karen, "but sometimes I believe it's true and sometimes I don't." "Same here," said Marie. Mummy warned, "But remember, sweetheart, it's going to take a little while before you're able to take any steps on crutches. You'll have to practice balancing first." "I know," Wren agreed, "but maybe not as long as you think." While they were waiting for the crutches, God sent Karen a present that was so wonderful, so exciting, that for weeks the crutches were entirely forgotten. It was a present so tremendous that Wren had never even thought to ask for it. He sent her a baby brother. The day Daddy brought Mom Pom home from the hospital, she walked right up to Karen and put the baby in her arms. Wren couldn't believe this was all real. She was sure she must be dreaming and that she'd wake up to find out that he wasn't there at all. "He's your baby," said Mommy, "just as you were Marie's, yours to love and take care of." Wren looked at her baby. She'd never seen a real little baby before. He was not much bigger than Denise, but all round and pink. He was very beautiful. He had great dark eyes, a nose that tipped up, ears like seashells, and skin that was so soft that Karen said to Mommy, "It doesn't feel like anything." She leaned over and put her face against his cheek. She said to him, "I'm happy, but I feel like crying. You're mine, all mine." Mommy let her hold him a long, long time. He slept and woke and slept again. Wren didn't move. She just sat and looked at him and loved him with her whole heart. "We named him Rory," Daddy said. "Do you like it? If not, we'll change it." "I think it's a lovely name," Wren whispered, because she was afraid of waking him. "Rory, Rory, Rory," she said, the name over and over. He woke up then, clenched his tiny hands into fists, and he started to cry. "What a big cry for such a little baby." Karen was startled. "Is he hurt, Mom Pom?" "No, darling, he's just hungry," her mother reassured him. "I'll get his bottle and you can feed him." "I'll be very gentle," Wren promised. "Don't worry about that," Daddy said. "He won't break." Mommy went to get the bottle, but Gloria got there first. "Oh, Mom Pom," she said, "it's so wonderful to have a baby. Thank you very much." Marie was putting the water in the pan for the bottle to be heated. "Mommy," she said, "I know how happy Wren is with her baby because I know how happy I've been with her." "And I," said Mommy, "am the happiest woman alive and the luckiest." Soon the milk was just the right temperature, so they went back to Wren and Rory. Daddy was changing the baby's diaper and explaining to Wren just what she should do. After all, if it was her baby, she should be changing the diapers. Mummy sat Wren way back in the corner on the couch and put Rory in her arms. He was crying as though he were starving. Marie tucked a diaper under his chin and handed Karen the bottle. "Marie will tell you just how to do it," said Mommy. "After taking such good care of you, she knows everything about babies." Rory ate greedily, sucking hard on the nipple. He had one little fist on the bottle. Marie showed Wren how to bubble him after every 2 ounces. She put him on Wren's shoulder and patted his back just the right way. "And remember," she warned, "we always have to support his head, at least until he gets stronger." When there was still half an ounce in the bottle, Rory fell asleep as quickly as he had woken before. Wren sat and whistled lullabies until it grew dark outside and the streetlights blinked on. Then Mommy took Rory ever so gently and put him in bed in Karen's room. Wren had a room of her own by now. Marie and Gloria would have liked to have him sleep with them, but as long as he was Wren's baby, they thought it was only right that he sleep with her.